Welcome to your next unit, pronouns. We've had common nouns and proper nouns. Now we're going to add pronouns to the mix. A pronoun is a word that we use to refer to a person, place, thing, or idea. It's sort of used in place of the real name of something. So functionally, a pronoun can do anything a noun can do, and we'll learn a lot more about the different jobs that nouns can do in the sentence as we move forward in Grammar Planet. But for right now, you just need to know that a pronoun, even though most of them are very small, can do the same things that a regular noun or a proper noun can do. It's just that normally you're not quite sure what a pronoun is referring to unless you have it named in another part of the sentence. You'll see on the notes that you've printed out that there are lists of nouns here. Now, you always have the ability on all the exercises and tests to refer to the notes if you need them. Now, I've grouped them this way because it's actually just easier for you to memorize them if that's what you choose to do. Right now, all you need to know is that these words are often pronouns in a sentence. So let's take a look at each of these categories. The first is personal pronouns. These are the ones that we're most familiar with. I or me, mine, yours, myself, its, herself, us, we, they, theirs, ourselves, themselves. You'll notice that all of them are either a specific gender or non-specific, but they refer to people. The next category is demonstrative pronouns. You'll notice that that word has demonstrate in it. That is this, that, these, and those. And you can just imagine gesturing this, that, these, and those. Okay? Those are the demonstrative pronouns. It's what we use to demonstrate something in a sentence, to point out something. The next is interrogative. These are things like who or whom, whoever and whomever, whose, whosever, which, what, whichever, and whatever. Interrogative, it's basically like a question, and these are words that you would use many times to form questions. The last category is indefinite pronouns, and I guess it's sort of self-descriptive, but it is rather indefinite as to what you're using these to refer to. So anybody, anyone, anything, few, several. I did want to point out a couple things here. At the bottom of the second list, you'll see no one, and even though it's two words, that counts as a single pronoun. And on the next list, you'll see 2, 3, etc. And what that means is anytime you see a number, when that number is used to refer to something, normally a group of things, then that number is actually acting as a pronoun. So you're not talking about the actual number itself. For instance, if you refer to hundreds of people, the word hundreds in that example would be a pronoun. If you turn to the second page of your notes, we'll finish up the pronouns. We're going to learn another new word here, and that word is antecedent. An antecedent is the noun or nouns that the pronoun stands for, or what it's referring to. So without an antecedent, we wouldn't have any idea what we were talking about if we said, she's going to come over later. Well, who is she? But in the previous sentence, if we had said, I'm looking forward to a visit from my friend Laura, and then I said, she is coming over later, well, now I know that the antecedent to she is Laura. So in this example, Maddie said she would be at the party. Maddie is the antecedent, and the pronoun is she. Now, not all pronouns have an antecedent, and that's important to remember. So don't think that because you don't have an antecedent that there's something wrong. Let's check into our process steps now. Process step 1, read the sentence and make sure you understand it. Find the nouns and label them with an N or PN. Revisit each noun and ask which about that noun, and label those words ART or ADJ. Now we're going to add our next step. and that's to find the pronouns and label those P-R-O. In each unit, you're still going to start off with your first step, which is to find the nouns. This sentence talks about father and his watch. Next, I'll go back and ask which. So which father? He's my father. So that's an adjective. Which watch? Well, it's his antique watch. Remember to go back a little further and make sure that you're finding all of the adjectives. But now we're going to add the step of finding the pronouns. Now notice that his and my are already marked because they're actually functioning like adjectives, even though they look somewhat like pronouns. But this word right here, me, is actually a pronoun, and so we'll mark it that way. Click Submit when you're ready. Just a reminder, doing things in this order is very important. So please make sure that you're doing the process steps as I've written them down when you're working on the sentences in this unit.